So much. I didn't think you would read the whole bio.
All good.
I sent it on like take a pic, which is like
worthy to read.
I'm very proud to be here with everybody. Thank you so much for having me. So the question is, what are some of the barriers or challenges that are faced at a constant basis, especially when I'm doing community development, community work, in other words, social engineering. It's trying to build a space where people feel they belong, right? That's the basis of community building. You want to build trust. You want to build a space where people want to feel they belong. You want to build a common culture and a common understanding, but you also want it all to be sustainable. You want people who feel safe, but also want to continue to feel safe and want to invest in that space. And so one of the major challenges that I face on a constant basis, doesn't matter where I work, is sustainability. How do you sustain the work and the community development efforts that are going on with everyone around you? And so with a lot of that is just trying to build the skills and the capacity of everyone around you, trying to, to identify community leaders and also build community leaders from the community as well. There are many people who don't think they have the capability to do anything. And all it takes is, a simple comment from someone, and then they just flourish into something absolutely amazing. And so I'll give an example from work that we do. You mentioned that one of the organizations that it was started here, we work with it, is the one we called it for Nous Association of Calgary. And it was started by one of the uncles here. His son passed away several years back, Allah yarhamu. And when he came to do the burial, it cost around $5,000 to do the burial. And he's like, the cost is too much on a family that can't afford it. So the idea started is that we will just ask the Muslim Sudanese community around us that we'll all just do like a sadaqah jariyah. We just put the money together, we pool it. And then what we do is, instead of having anybody worry about burying their loved one when they pass away, as an organization, we just take care of the burial fee. That way, that's one thing they don't have to worry about. And so the challenge in that was one, and everyone would think that there'd be zero challenge, but the challenge is building the trust enough to put the money together, right? So kind of letting everybody know what's going on, where do we put the money together, how the money's going to be spent, where it's going, and all of that. And now, subhanAllah, mashallah, it's absolutely fantastic. We've managed to bury about almost 10 people. And to get the community to work together around that. And I think that's it. So how I got into it, I think it's one of the questions you asked. I've always liked volunteering. And like Naima, when I came here, I had advocates. And I learned very quickly that if I don't stand up for myself, no one's going to really do it for me. And so I had to learn to very quickly say what I need to be said. And coming here as a young Black girl, I had to learn to know what Black meant, because I just came here, I was Hagir and Sudani. That was it. That was my reality. And all of a sudden I had to come and learn this entire superimposed identity, which I'm still grappling with, trying to figure out exactly what it means to be Black, where it means to be African, where it is Afro-Arab, and all these different combinations. And everybody wants to pigeon me into one identity when I'm multiple identities. And that's what keeps me motivated, is the fact that I know I don't fit into one place. I'll never fit into one place. And there are many who are like me, and I like to call it, I hover in Hajirstan. And I'm too Canadian to be Sudanese. I'm too Sudanese to be Canadian. And I just hover in the middle there somewhere. I'm trying to find where I belong. And so how I overcome the barriers is I learn to tell myself that I belong wherever I am standing, and wherever it is that I'm taking breath, this is where I belong. This is my space. This is my place. And I make sure that whoever is next to me feels the same way, that they belong wherever they are. It doesn't matter what other people think. That's a them problem. You need to first and foremost be sure that you belong and you deserve this, and then you get it. And so lots of patience, being honest, and having the ability to apologize when wrong, and then build on that. I think that's one of the biggest pieces that helped me move forward in the work that I do, is knowing how to say, I'm sorry, or I was wrong. Can we redo that again one more time? And then working to do better. It builds so much more than it actually breaks down. So yeah, that's kind of like what I do and how I got into this.